Hello Libra, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. My channel is still relatively new, just over a year old, so if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, thank you so much. A big thank you to all my subscribers, all of my viewers. Without you, I wouldn't have a channel, so thank you all so much. Those of you who are new and don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing an action-adventure love story series. It's called Perception, the Two Yet One, book one here. I read this book aloud live on Facebook and uploaded all of those videos here to YouTube for you to watch for free. Just know that book two is published and available. All the links that you need for my books are in the description box below. Also, if you would like a personal reading, the information to contact me is also in the description box. Okay, everyone, welcome back. We're still set up for summer. I've really been enjoying this setup and the cards. All right, so what I'm using this week is the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson and illustrated by Julie Dillon. Really loving this deck, a lot like the Enchanted Forest one that I absolutely love. I'm going to be pulling however many cards the universe is giving me here for the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck by Angela Hartfield. I will not be reading from the book for that. And because of how this deck spoke last week, I'm going to be using it, but in a different way. The Legendary Ladies Goddess deck by Anne Shen. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pull a goddess to give us our reading today. Okay? So, before I do that, let me just explain how I read. As a reader, I read minor arcana as messages about your free will. I read major arcana as messages about your divine blueprint. Your divine blueprint is the plan that you wrote for your own life before you incarnated so that you could encounter and hopefully learn certain lessons of life that, when learned, raise the vibration and wisdom encoded in your soul. As you go lifetime after lifetime raising your vibration, although it is possible to lower in vibration during a lifetime because of our free will, if you can manage to keep rising, you become what is called enlightened, like Jesus and Buddha, Isis, Thoth, and we know that these people can affect a great deal of positive change on our planet. So when I'm looking at your major arcana cards, it's a lot like looking at your fate or fortune, which is an unavoidable future. But not really because of your free will. Your free will can change just about anything. There are times that we write things into our life that are unavoidable. That's because we wrote them that way, and those times are indicated to me by the Wheel of Fortune card, which you do not have. Okay? All right, Libra, let's see which goddess is speaking here in this spread. Did somebody flip? Nope. Okay. Sorry, guys. Hang on. We'll just go ahead and... Laka. Love. Love is speaking. Thank you, Laka. Welcome. We'll just put her over here in this really awesome thing that I found this weekend. Okay, so she looks Hawaiian or Polynesian. Let's go ahead and read her section so that we know. Yes, she is Hawaiian. Goddess of love and wilderness, Laka is gifting you with powers of attraction right now. You'll find yourself especially magnetic to the things you're seeking, and if you lean into that, she'll reveal the path to romantic success. That's awesome! Awesome, Libra. Okay, let me just go put this back the way it was. All right, so let's get started. Here at the heart of everything, we have the Page of Wands. Okay, so this is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is talking about, there may be something that you're learning here, and it might be about your gifts. Okay. Now, of course, there could be a young fire sign involved here, but I'm feeling that mostly you could have sent a message or received a message that was passionate. That's what fire is. Pages are all messengers. They can be, like I said, they can be children up to teenagers. But what I'm feeling is because in this deck, this talks about mostly about asking you to honor and respect your creative gifts. This is asking to take your time with it and understand that mistakes and delays and setbacks are all part of the process here. Okay, I don't believe in the word failure. I believe in learning lessons. So I feel like you've been learning your gifts. And right now, Laka is asking you to love yourself, to love your gifts, and to love the lessons as well that you receive through learning your gifts. Okay, I feel because this is fire, you're probably finding your passion. This has an element of practice makes perfect in this particular deck. Okay, so I feel like you may have a childlike excitement for what you're learning as well. Okay, now the energy that crosses this Page of Wands is a new beginning. It's full-on clarity. Every ace is a new beginning. Every ace is a new opportunity. And swords are your suit, Libra. Your air, along with Gemini and Aquarius. And that is what swords are. Intellect, mind. Now, when you get the Ace of Swords, it means so much. You have probably gotten a certain amount of clarity on what your gifts are, on your mistakes perhaps, on how you may have been using it, because there is an element of victory with the Ace of Swords. There is an element of being unstoppable, of being protected by Archangel Michael as well. This sword cuts away all the fog and confusion in your mind, and you are recrowned with clarity of mind, as if the sun shone into your head. Now, as I say that, I'm seeing this fire pearl. They're like little suns, it seems. And that's what I feel like you're doing here. You've been learning, and you may have, made a few mistakes, but you're getting some real clarity now. And I feel like this isn't just your creative gifts. This is your spiritual path, because wands can also represent spirit. Fire is also connected to spirit, the energy that we actually are. So you have experienced or are about to experience a great deal of clarity and a victory. Something that may make you unstoppable in this new beginning in your own energy. All right, so the next energy that we have here is what is at the root of all this. You have been, now there's an element of pregnancy here, okay? So you may have been working on actually having a child. You may have been working on preparing to have a child. And aside from physically having a child, this can be you being pregnant with your creativity. Because here, you know, I mean, your creative energies, the fire energy is creative, which is also very much about, you know, having children and everything. But this could also be you with a spiritual project or a creative project that you haven't quite put out into the world yet, okay? This is the Seven of Pentacles is like the energetic garden of your life, but here there's this focus on like setting up, it just feels like this, they're setting up this stability for the future. Okay, maybe they took 7 years to prepare to bring this child into being, and now it's finally going to happen. Okay, they were diligent. The Seven of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy. This is about being diligent. Okay, this is about you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, but they're not quite ripe yet. You know, you have to wait for the divine timing because you don't want to rush this, right? You don't want to, if this was a garden, you don't want to pick your fruit too soon. It won't taste good. It might even be poisonous. You know, you have to wait. Poisonous, but you know what I mean. Okay. So there's something about cultivating a new life here. Okay. But also, you know, I also liken this energy, this whole pregnant with creativity energy is like, I'm a writer, you know. I have an entire series in my head, and I've been trying to set up a platform for it. You know what I mean? I've got 2 books written already. I'm writing the 3rd one, and so I am, in a way, pregnant with this creative project. Okay, so this could be something very similar for you, because it's all it's a huge part of my life. So whatever that means to you. All right, so the next energy that we have here is the Page of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is your recent past that is moving out of your life at this time. I'll just show him to you. Whenever I get a Page of Cups with a fish in the cup here, it tells me that someone's feelings have been stirred. But this card is in the reverse, and this deck does have reversed meanings, and the reversed meaning for this card talks about you may have been moody and disengaged because your emotions have won over. You've been just kind of brooding, you know, but you've been using this downtime, emotionally downtime, to master your emotions, to get a handle on them. Okay, and so I feel like because this is the past and it's moving out of your life at this time, I think that you have started to feel better from this moodiness that I think has come from your inner child. Okay, I think your inner child is really being addressed here. If this doesn't have to do with actually having a baby, okay, then your inner child and your creative projects are what is being focused on here. Okay, so I think that your inner child was suffering and feeling, you know, just fed up with stuff. Uh, this can also be a card of a message of love or an apology, and this was not offered, but you're still, you've been able to move out of this energy. This moody, emotional energy is moving out of your life right now. Okay. Now these energies can always move back in, but that's good. I like to see that moving out of your life. Now these two cards for me as a reader are future cards. Okay, so finally, we see this card in this deck. I haven't gotten this card yet, I don't think. Pardon me. This is Judgment. Okay, every time I get the Judgment card, I hear it's time. It's time for something. Okay, it's either time for some kind of resurrection, or sometimes this focuses on judgment. Now, in this particular deck, the scene that's going on here is that this merman is playing a conch shell. Now, this is a lot like the moon card where the siren is singing. Gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Hang on. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I have allergies, and then it's still not even really gone, you guys. Man, I think there's been fires going on. It's summertime right now, and then every time the air conditioner goes on, it just, and believe me, I take allergy medicine every day, okay, totally. So, okay, so this merman is playing this conch shell, and the shell is, it's sending out waves of forgiveness. Okay, so again, we have this whole sonic frequency going on. Okay, so this is talking about how do you want to start again? Are you ready to free yourself from the old ways and be reborn, or not? Are you ready to forgive what went down before this? What if this asks you, like, what if somebody was judging you? Wouldn't you want them to have compassion for you and offer you forgiveness? Right? So there's a time of like everything coming to a head. I mean, look at these bubbles, okay? This is just, I know it sounds gross, but this is kind of like a pimple. Something is coming to a head, and now it's time to deal with it. How you deal with it is what is the frequency that you use, the vibration that you meet this judgment vibration with is very pivotal for you at this time. And I'm sure that you get that. I recommend forgiveness. Forgiveness for others, forgiveness for yourself, for your, practice makes perfect. We all make mistakes. Oh my God, you guys. It's like there's a frog in my throat, okay? So this is the Judgment card. This is a major arcana, okay? So this is a really big part of your divine blueprint. And I just really feel that all this this work that you've been doing on, I mean, just look at this. This could be 7 years, 7 months of building. This can, 7 represents the number that the entire earth was made on, and this is earth energy. Okay? So I just feel like this judgment is huge at this time for you. This is a very pivotal time for you. And how you deal with this energy of judgment is what's going to set the tone for the next phase of life. Now, Now what you've got next here is the Six of Cups in the reverse, okay? Your next future card. The Six of Cups is about the past, memories, nostalgia. It has a lot to do with children. So there is a huge message about children here, the next generation, whether you're planning on having a child or not. It could be that your creative project has something to do with children. Maybe you're good at teaching children. Creative project or spiritual project. You know, maybe you counsel children in your church or synagogue or whatever, okay? However, this is in the reverse. And this is talking about how memories can be deceptive, especially the ones from childhood, because they are the first of your memories. And it talks about, you know, your sibling may remember a certain memory differently than you. You may remember something very scary, whereas your sibling may remember it as exciting, okay? So, so when it's in the reverse, this card asks you to reevaluate your childhood memories that trigger you emotionally. Okay, so you've had, we were talking right here that your inner child, that's what I was getting from this card. Your inner child was making you moody and upset and emotional, okay? So I'm seeing that since this is on its way out, and these are always connected, these are both cup cards, not always, but I feel like these are connected. This is you beginning to understand that this is your child, inner child, that is reacting to certain things. And children are innocent. When they don't know what something is for, they make it up. They don't know what these cups are for. Okay? So maybe what happened is some of these memories, you may not have known what was going on, so you filed it away in your brain as something when maybe it wasn't that. Okay? Some meditation on your childhood memories, maybe talking with your siblings or friends from childhood could help you process this better. But I'm really feeling like it's time to really see the truth, to forgive yourself and others. Because, pardon me, oh my God, the truth is important. I've always told people that I try to live my life as truthfully as possible, because unless it's the truth, it's just a waste of time. I've always said that to people. I don't want to deal with anything other than the truth, because if it's not the truth, then it's a waste of time. And if you are intuitive, which is part of the cup's energy, if you're intuitive like I am, and I'm a Libra, okay guys, you may see the truth before others do. And if they don't know what they're doing subconsciously because of their childhood, and because maybe they're not a Libra who sees the truth, maybe, you know, as an empath, if you've seen this truth before them, before they even knew, can you forgive them? Can you forgive yourself? Maybe what you thought was the truth too when you were a child, that actually wasn't, because you were too young to really see it. So I still really feel like that. Like, unless it's the absolute truth, it's not worth dealing with. And so, again, when it comes to judging yourself, when it comes to judging others, which judging others, judging yourself really isn't worthwhile in the first place. Judgment isn't always such a good thing. I mean, we do need judgment every now and then, but when it comes to judging others, we probably shouldn't do that. I remember realizing at some point last year that or the year before, that I had been judging others for things they did subconsciously. Okay? And water is also subconscious energy. So when dealing with others, when dealing with yourself, do not judge yourself or others for the things that they do subconsciously, because they don't realize it. All right. I gotta pause just one more time. Wow. Okay, so while I was drinking some water and clearing my throat, Laka is saying, right, so this is why she's here. Because of love. Okay? It is very loving to be forgiving of yourself and of others. Then there's these cup cards, emotions, love. You know what I mean? Okay. Now here is your hope card. And here we have Goddess Pele. Just going to show her to you. She's been coming out. She's the reason why I love this deck. I love her. I love this card so much. And she's been so strong this week that when I pulled her out, I really thought that she was going to come out. But her sister, Goddess Laka, came out because she's about love. Okay? I think Pele's card is about determination. Here she is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very magnetic and positive and confident and strong-minded and beautiful and a social butterfly and full of energy and all this wonderful stuff. Okay? However, she's in the reverse, and this is your hope card. And so when I saw this, I was just like, what is this, Pele? And so, I just, because for me, when the Queen of Wands is in the reverse, she's spread out too thin. She's doing too much and it makes her cranky. As a hope, I don't think that's what you're hoping for. You're not hoping to be spread out so thin that you're cranky. Okay? So this deck, looking at the reversed meaning for this, it talks about what happens when you don't use this fire that's inside of you. It'll either burn out or rage out of control. Okay? So you are probably doing one of these two things. Okay? But I think that as a hope, this is you hoping to find the balance between creation and burnout. Okay? Because you've been exhausted. You're not hoping for more exhaustion. You've been that way. So as a hope, I feel like because of the reversed meaning of this particular card, the one thing that stands out to me in this reversed meaning is the finding the balance between your creative energies and burnout. You want to continue to be able to use your creation energy but not burn out from it as you emotionally burned out here. Okay? You've been feeling exhausted energy-wise. You've been feeling emotionally exhausted. However, you are not giving up. You are still watering your garden. You are still getting rid of the pests. You are still just going. Okay? She's going to have this child in a couple of months, because this is 7, I would say, in 2 months. She's going to have this child. So you have to keep going. What else are you going to do, right? So I think this is you wanting to flip this card so that this is what you are, and not being burnt out. Because here's your environment. And here you are in the reverse, Libra. The Empress. Card of Venus. Venus rules Libra and Taurus. So this is the Libra Taurus card, but this is the sacred feminine herself. She is abundance. She is love. She is Aphrodite. She is Laka, goddess of love. Okay? This is you in the reverse, though. You're reversed at this point. And so when I looked at this, I'm like, what is that, Spirit? Well, I think that your abundance is a bit off right now. Oh, pardon me. I had to drink a bunch of water. Now, the reversed meaning of this particular card in this deck talks about following a process. A process takes one step at a time, and each step is really important. And if you try to skip one or rush ahead, you're left with anger and resentment. Okay? So you know that what is going on right now takes time. It takes time. But look at this. This is what's showing you your time. This is the thing that's showing, this is the card, the energy that's showing you that what you are trying to cultivate here, your energetic garden of life, is taking time. Okay? However, this is not the Knight of Pentacles, which takes a super long time. Okay? So I'm grateful that he's not here representing this energy of taking time for your life to, for your pentacle to come in. Okay, so at least it's not the Knight of Pentacles here. So she's the number 3 as well. This is the 7, and that equals 10. I don't know. They're telling me to say that this is a completion with I don't know. Anyway, so this is, you're probably thinking that you're not going anywhere at this time. Okay? Like everything, I mean, this is happiness, abundance, love, prosperity, beauty, like your life is awesome. Okay? So this is not exactly there. Okay? But I do feel like Pele that you want to flip this energy. You want to be in your own energy the right way. You want your abundance. Okay, we want going from this to this. Okay, we this is, I feel like she's like this because we're still kind of in this page energy of just starting out. And the reversal is like, this takes steps, this takes time, but you're still you still want this to flip. Okay, so it's going to, because your mind is clear. You know something that's going to bring you this victory, because this is a victory card. You are being diligent. Okay, so this is just you feeling kind of stagnant. Okay, but what this is really doing is testing you, your commitment to this. Okay, so that you can flip your energy and be this Empress who is also pregnant. Okay, this is a grown woman. You have a little ways to go. You've been stuck in this page energy. This is a young girl. She's not having a child. Okay? I mean, you've got a little ways to go, if you see what I'm saying here. Okay? There's a little bit of maturing to do before your Empress energy comes on in. Now, this is your fear card. Okay? I'll just show it to you right side up. Now, this is the Ten of Wands. This is the overburdened feeling, okay, where you bit off more than you can chew, and this mermaid is working really hard, but she knows that she's got a job to do, and she just keeps on going. When this is in the reverse, this is when you've finally dropped your heavy load, and for some reason, this is your fear. You know, sometimes new beginnings can be a little challenging. Last week, what your reading said was, you know, you're so tired that you're afraid of this new chapter. Okay, that was actually the title. You're afraid of this new chapter, but you're ready. You're still afraid of this new chapter. See what I'm saying? This is dropping your load and really being done. Okay, so you just don't want to. You don't want to fail. This is an element of not wanting to fail, okay? But like, you know, Laka said, because she's teaching us love and forgiveness for others and for ourselves. There's nothing wrong with failure. There's only lessons, okay? There's no failure. There's only lessons. So don't be afraid of failure. It's not failure. Okay, it's lessons. And as long as you view it that way, if other people look at it as some kind of failure, you still don't have to. You don't have to accept other people's opinions. All right, so now this is your potential outcome. And what we've got here is the Lovers. Okay, the Lovers in the reverse. So now she's trying to find, she's looking in the mirror, okay? That's what she's doing in here. This is basically, this card is really talking about our relationship with ourself. Okay? So I really feel like this is about self-love, self-forgiveness. But right now this is saying that, look, when you look in the mirror, you think that you're seeing exactly what you are, when in reality, you're kind of flipped over, you know? Like when you record and it's a mirror image and it's backwards and you can't read the print or something, you know? That's what you're seeing when you're looking in a mirror. It's not exactly truthful. Okay? So this is telling you what you got. What would really help you is to see the difference between who you really are and the flipped image of what is being reflected back to you. So I feel like this reflection of what's being reflected back at you is your opinion or your judgment, okay, of yourself. And this can also be the judgment from others. You see what I'm saying? And because this is, there may be love involved here, a love relationship, because this is Laka, okay? But this is about self-love a lot more, I think. And there is a decision to make. There's a choice. The Lovers is a choice card. It's the card of Gemini. Okay, so there's a choice. How are you going to see yourself? Are you going to forgive yourself for your so-called mistakes? Are you just going to, this is about forgiving yourself and loving yourself. This is self-love and trying to avoid or learning to get over this boredom and moodiness that you've been dealing with, okay? Now, this is the underlying energy of this entire read, and this is the Five of Swords. It's in the reverse, okay? Now, the Five of Swords is right here. These little children, these mer children, found a bunch of swords, and they're all just sort of playing with it. And one of them has hurt themselves, or you're not really sure. That's part of the description of this picture here. Who cut this child? The children are so far away from this one that I don't know. I just feel like you've done it yourself. Or if it was, maybe it was this one who didn't mean to. Right? Now the Five of Swords is about gossip and slander and conflict and people getting one up on one another and all kinds of terrible stuff. This has an element of the blame game. Who's to blame? Everybody has responsibility for themselves, okay? So what this is saying is, if you were involved with a conflict that had to do with a lot of people here, you guys were all playing with the swords. You guys, if she cut herself, she's got the responsibility for that. If, this one accidentally cut her, she did take up this sword and was playing with this other one. They're all responsible. See how they're all looking at her? They're like, oh, yeah, you guys were all involved. And, this is probably one of those situations when all the kids get in trouble. And again, there's children here. This Five of Swords is very childish behavior, what's been happening in the first place. So there's a huge focus on children here. All right, so please don't forget to like, comment, share, all that stuff. Check out my books. That would be awesome. Let's go ahead and get your oracle cards from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck here by Angela Hartfield, and close out your reading. I don't think this is going to be a problem for you, Libra. Libras are very fair. Okay, so this is basically you're telling yourself here, or Laka is telling you, because you are also love. Laka, to me, since she's a goddess of love, she's very much like Aphrodite. She is very much, Aphrodite is Venus, okay? And that's who rules you and Taurus, Libra, and that's exactly why you're the Empress. So this Laka is a perfect in-between here, because I thought that Pele was coming out, but this goddess of love, Laka, this is self-love and forgiveness of yourself and others, Libra. Okay, thank you so much. Is there anything else? No? Okay, let's see what. Okay, clearing the excess. You are entering a transitional phase and would benefit from clearing away excess clutter, whether it is in your physical body or your physical space. So, you know what? I've been getting that a lot in readings as for Libras. Gosh, I'm just going to go ahead and start clearing out anything that looks cluttery. And I think that that's a good idea. The clutter, this is also in your mind. Clear away the clutter. It's coming. Okay? And setting up parameters. Assess your relationships and determine how they are aligned with your goals. Setting boundaries requires an honest evaluation of your of your present relationships. Okay, yeah. This is about self-love and your relationships. It's about love and forgiveness of yourself and others. All right, Libra, that's what I have for you at this time. I hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you next time.